Well, hey everybody, it's HeapCVA. Welcome to my channel. Hope your holiday or your weekend was exactly what you wanted it to be. And I'm kind of thankful that we extended the weekend a little bit, and Monday seems to be a holiday too for many people. Pretty cool. Let's talk about EmergeNYC or EmergeNYC and the new patch 0.1.7 came out on the 24th, Christmas Eve. I didn't post mostly because I simply wasn't home. Those 2 days are, I don't own them, they own me with all the family stuff going on. So this is as soon as I could knock something out. I've been waiting patiently today, thinking that something additional would come out from the patch, and as of 8:30 my time, it had not done that yet. I know as soon as I make this video, the other thing will come out. So let's talk about the patch real quick, and then we'll jump right into this thing, because it's very easy to explain. I call it the micro patch because there's like 4 things on the list. And of all the patches and updates that have come out so far, this either has more stuff behind the scenes that they didn't list, or it's simply just to cover a few things before the holidays, and they'll hit the ground running, I guess today, trying to get some more stuff out. So, this is a PC and Mac patch. That's important because a lot of times you see the PC update or patch come out, and then there's a Mac patch that comes in afterwards. It's nice when they do them both at the same time. Makes the people that own Macs not feel left out. I get that. So 0.1.7 includes fixes for AI vehicles not moving out of the way of certain fire vehicles. And I can tell you right now, it's still not fixed. I'm not mad. I'm just saying it's not 100%. Some ambulances are drifting to the right. We'll get in one and try it out. Better PD handling. We'll have to try that out. And remove the broken smart panel. And I'll show you that. So before I load the tech demo, let's talk about a question that was asked of me. And I see it on the community discussions on Steam for this group of FlipSwitch and EmergeNYC. And there's a lot of discussion. Some of it is gone beyond discussion, and it's people that are pretty angry, and there are people that are just frustrated, there are people that are confused, and then there's some of us that simply aren't having any problems. And we all look at that in a different light. I can't speak for anybody but myself. You guys know that. But I do read the boards every day. I check 9 or 10 different communities every day on Steam so I can keep track of the games that I'm making videos for, the ones I'm thinking about making videos for, and the ones that I haven't even begun to do that yet. So anyway, one of the questions that was asked of me, it's been asked of me in 3 different places: YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter, was how do I get my frame rates in what seems like relatively smooth video? Now, you guys know that I use OBS software to record, and it's set at capping at 60 frames per minute, because when you're making a video for YouTube, it doesn't do you any good to go over 60, which is a good thing. So I have a i7 6 something, 6550 or 6450 or 6000 something Intel processor, a 980 Ti video card, and 16 gigs of RAM. Lots of cooling. And then I have 2 Asus 27 and some change monitors, and I have them set up at 2560 by 1440 and 144 megahertz, which is also counts for 144 frames per second. So this is how what you see on the screen right now is how I set up my computer to play this game. And I check it every time because sometimes when they do patches or updates, it kind of resets. So as you can see, I've got game quality set at fantastic, which I believe is the highest you can get. So video-wise, quality should be the best you can get. And I'm going to start my timer because I don't want to take 2 hours to make a video. I disable AF because I'm not going to try anisotropic, filtering, whatever that A word is. I disable that. There's a lot of discussion about whether AF does anything for games or not. I've seen a lot of people say it actually counts against you frame rate wise. So I turned it off. I have it on X2, which I could go higher. I don't use VSync. I'm not worried about it. What VSync does is caps frame rates at a given number, usually 60. You can see my resolution. Don't fool with that volume slider on this screen because it's broken. And I play in full screen. I don't play windowed. So I don't need to hit apply because it's already set. So let's go into play. Fire up quick play. A lot of people are getting to here and they're getting a lockup. Remember that it can take up to 10 minutes. But if you're trying to play this on a computer that's not 100% built for gaming, and I hate to say that, I don't want to be that guy, but you have to realize that until this is done, till it's optimized, and that word is used so often for the wrong reasons, it's not funny. Know, guys, that optimization usually happens at the end of the process, just before the game comes out. If you do it now, you're just going to continue to have to do it every 5 minutes. So, don't say that it would be better if you guys would just get out there and optimize. It doesn't work that way 99 times out of 100. There are some that optimize as they go along, but every time you put out a patch, it may affect your optimization. So do you set a bunch of guys constantly optimizing? Because optimizing isn't just plugging something in, pushing a button and walking away. You're going through everything that's in this program, seeing if there's any code that's bad, if they can streamline code. I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So I'm happy we got what we got. And you got to remember that, like I reminded you last time, we are the beta testers for this game. He is not letting big guys in suits with suitcases full of money tell him how to make this game. He is letting us help him make this game. And while it seems like it sucks and that our money is going for nothing because you don't have something you can put your hands on and show your friends about an awesome game, you got to realize at the end of the day, I think we're going to get a better product. So let's talk about patch 0.1.7 before I forget. So, number one, AI vehicles not moving out of the way of certain fire vehicles. Let's fire up some traffic here. And I'm going to pick the tower ladder. Now, one thing I noticed lately is this whole thing. Now, I'm scrolling right this minute, and I cannot get in until I get to a certain point. There's something keeping me from looking through the wall, and I honestly don't know what it is. Now, I know that just like in real life, and I know there are some New York fire stations that are like this. I'm looking at traffic, seeing what the deal is with that. Now, I turned on traffic. Where did it go? There they are. This might be a little loud, but bear with me. Look at the traffic jam over there. Now, this is moderate too. I'm surprised. What I was trying to show you is that on this particular vehicle, I'm not getting the response from the vehicles. Notice how close I'm getting. And I have to honk the air horn before that car get out of the way. Now they do finally pay attention, but they're not stopping at the signal. They're just not doing what I want them to do. And so you could say that the tower ladder is one of those that I think they were trying to patch in 0.1.7 that I'm not feeling that it's patched. And while I'm in tower right now, let me get out here a little bit. Actually, I'm in the wrong place now. I've fouled this up. I don't know why he stopped in the middle of the street, but we'll zigzag around him. Ooh, wow, that was close. I should have gone right through the... Remember, because this is one of those places where you can go right through the... I want to show you something. Notice how nobody's paying attention to this truck company right now. And they're over here crashing into each other. There's a lot of that going on in this game right now. And I'm not sure I want to know. And I'm going to clip them. There is an issue over it figuring out what the distance is. And people are complaining about that too, where it seems like they're 2 feet away from the vehicle and they still clip them. So anyway, what I want to do is we're going to go off the cliff here, if you will, because I want you to see this map from underneath and see the big hole that you're falling through. And if you haven't looked at the game from underneath, I'm not going to say it really looks like this underneath, but that's what you see when you fall through the hole. And only the units, fire units, because police vehicles and the ambulances you're facing forward, I'm in the bucket of this so I can look behind us. I imagine you could do it in the cab if you look behind you like this. But see, I can't really see anything, but if I go back to the G, I can still see the map. So, I mean, I don't know, you might have already done this, but so we know that here's a vehicle that is not exactly what it needs to be yet. So let's go back, make sure that there's moderate traffic. Let's go to vehicles and let's spawn a police vehicle. I just happen to like these vehicles, that's why I'm always spawning them. We'll zoom in a little bit. Notice that the button system in the down center of the monitor down here is gone. It's not working the way they want it to, and so he took it out. Now, I want to see how these vehicles do. Now, we should be able to corner better. I do feel less fishtailing. With the police vehicle. This one in particular. You see how he hooked back the other way? That is an issue that they're going to have to deal with. Because they don't always stay pulled over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. Now, I'm going to go back and we're going to spawn the Gazelle, fire it up. They all seem to have about the same siren, so See, they didn't try to cross the red light, which is nice. Ooh, and they all like to crash into each other when they're getting out of the way, which I'm kind of happy that it's not me that they're hitting, but see how he kind of ooh, and he almost got me. That is something that I saw mentioned on the boards, and it's something that obviously needs to be addressed over time. Now, we're back to where the church is. So, theoretically, now this is the orbiting camera, right? So if I turn the orbiting camera off, back off, I should drop out. Boom. Be able to click on him, and now I'm driving him again. Now, theoretically, I should be able to back up, drop out, and I should be in the Gazelle. Notice that I'm not in the Gazelle. I don't know why. I get credit for them again. I'll back up, drop out, but I can't get back to the Gazelle. So we still have an issue with that. Something they're going to have to work on. So anyway, that was police vehicles. Now, let's go, oops, sorry, vehicles. Let's go spawn a FDNY vehicle. Now, I don't zoom in as much as I used to, just because of the fact that I don't like to spend a lot of time spinning around. Now, they did pull over, but notice he came back into my lane a little bit. See, and he almost got me. Now, handling, I don't see that the ambulance actually is any better than it was before. But notice I'm still over 90 FPS. So what I'm doing, I'm going to park. Now, I didn't ask for him, but it was scrolling up and down. So I wound up with the New York Downtown Hospital. That's okay. Honestly, don't care. What you got to do is close this, or you wind up doing things that aren't in your control. Now they are kind of pulling over. But see, he turned right back into me. And you see how I can start skidding? And so it's not 100% as far as how the vehicle is cornering and stuff. It's still got some work. It's okay. I mean, it's tough to have all these things on here. I'm amazed I'm still over, well, I'm between 85 and 90 FPS. Now I'm going up on the sidewalk, I know, but what my goal is to get over here. Now, this should be it, because this is the orbit camera. I should be able to come out. Come on, drop out. And I should be able to click on this. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I got to get closer to it. I don't know. See, I'm not in control of that. And it's not dropping out here because, honestly, and I got to go very slow to the right because it goes off the screen. Now I can't control anything. And I've tried it both ways with the middle mouse button. And so the RTS thing is still struggling with both police and the ambulances. It is what it is. I guess the real test, and we'll hit the restart button, is I'm going to have no traffic for my test here. But what we're going to try to do is get Now, still a lot of tugboat flipping or rocking back and forth. Annoying to me is all get out. Anybody that's driven a fire apparatus probably isn't very happy with that. I want to see if something still happens that happened to me. And I actually made a video on it, but I decided not to post it. So, okay, there's that. Now, I didn't close this, and I should have closed it. I don't need to have the siren on. It's actually pretty loud anyway. And when I get back over here, I'll show you something else that I didn't do when we started. So right now I'm still over 90 frames per second. Got 2 vehicles out. There's no traffic. That definitely makes a difference when you're doing this into how it's going to work. Nope. There needs to be a more positive break. So let's go to G and let's get our outriggers out. I got this down. Do I have operating the ladder down? No. I wish you could see the other jack. So it's out now. And if we go to the outside, we're in a position. And theoretically, if I swing this around, I should be able to figure out, seeing I'm actually too high. And I'm actually almost happy with that. Could be worse. Okay? So we've gone to this exterior thing. Theoretically, I should be able to drop out. Come on, drop me out. Please drop me out. All right, you saw it. It didn't drop me. Actually, I flipped forward. Now you can see I gained control of 32. And you notice if I can just sneak ahead a little bit, that worked out cool. So let's go and get the tower out of 68. I gotta make sure I'm going the right direction when I go. And I'm gonna go this way because I can. Whoops, sorry about that car, mister. You shouldn't have parked there. Now, because there's no traffic, I can drive anywhere I want, theoretically, and go up over the curb as usual. But my goal is not so much to show you how to go through traffic. You guys are doing that on your own, and you're doing a fine job. What I'm trying to find out is if we can have the same issue that we actually had. Now I got to be careful with this. I want to get right in here. Okay, nope. Stop. G. All right. So first things first. Get our outriggers out. Set me up. Now, it's good. I'm not seeing any other vehicles jump up and down as I do that, because that did happen to me. What am I doing here? There, that's what I'm looking for. Should be able to reach that second floor window if I'm doing this right. How we doing? See, everything looks okay. All right, I'm happy with that location. If we back off, we're not perfect, but you know, it is what it is. I always miss it. And I have it written down, but I can't see it right this minute. And if I back off, there it goes, drop me out. I'm back to 32. Don't disappear on me. Oh, for crying out loud. It dropped me out. I'm at 66. Cool. Now, let's go get 75 because it's the furthest away. So we'll get out of here. Some days it just doesn't seem to want to corner as far. See how it's, now you can see it. I'm down to 30 FPS. And you're really feeling it this time. I'm hovering right at 30 frames. And that's why you're getting the little bit of goofiness that you are. And can I do anything about that? Yeah. Not have it at its highest graphic setting. There's a reason that it's like that. And in this demo, what gets affected more than anything else most of the time is steering. Look at how slow we're kind of chugging along like a tugboat. See, I'm holding on to the button, and because you're at 30 frames, there's lag. So, you know, I think I'm lucky that I have even the lower video settings are actually quite nice. And so I'm not as worried if I don't have it on the best setting, the fantastic setting. I can go down to something else and be just as good as I want. I actually don't want to be right there. Stop. What I've been trying to do is see, here we are setting up, you know, and he did fix something. And because when I had all these ladder trucks out, last week, I could not. All right, go to the external view, if it'll give me credit for it. I pushed the wrong button, I'm sorry. Almost there. Pretty good. No. Gotta go out just a little bit more. I guess if I moved around, I could figure out where I actually was. All right, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm sure he'll get to the point where it doesn't clip into the walls anymore. But we're at 26 frames per second with this many pieces of equipment out. You can see it. The lights are functioning. Is it great? No. Is it visible? Yeah. If I zoom out, and I gotta turn this off, I should be able to get popped out of this. And now I'm in charge of 68, so that's still working. And so with that, you kind of, what I'm trying to do is give you sort of an idea whereabouts we are. See, I'm actually gone up higher into the 40 frames per second. So let's look at this panel here. The best thing for me is, I believe where I'm at usually is either beautiful or good. Because the size of the video that you're seeing on YouTube, even at full screen, isn't so bad, because it's exactly, well, it's 59 point blah blah blah. It's nothing's actually 60 frames per second. If you're rendering your videos with the right filter, that's why I can do it, but I'm rarely on fantastic. I'm usually one below that, and that usually keeps me in the 50 frames per second. But I wanted you to see that even though that is more or less where it is, that I have, pretty good video. I heard people talking about the lights on the apparatus after so much time moving away from the I've got to get out so I'm not in controlling 68. There it is. Now I can come back in and move because I'm not controlling any given vehicle. And see, I'm still at 35, but they were talking about the lights suddenly not staying with the vehicle, I guess. I'm not seeing that, but it might be a vehicle I'm not aware of yet. So this is what optimization is all about. And that's why there's no optimization, or very little right this minute, because there's so much left to be done. And those that really, really, really want optimization, please, like the rest of us, try to be patient. If you want to squirt water and put fires out right now, there is one or two other games out there where you can do that, to kind of hold you over until this game gets released. If you don't want a demo, that if you believe that you're $30 or $35 or whatever it is, you should be getting a full game for it. Please do not plunk your money down right this minute. I can't tell you anything else. My computer takes this game, not optimized, pretty well. Is it always great? No. As you can see right now, I'm at about 30 frames per second, which is, to me, is at the low end of what I like. When I was doing FPS games, the first-person shooters, I like to have well over 30 frames to make for decent video. So that's 0.1.7 in a nutshell. We tried out a few things. Let me see if I can zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to try to do this. That'll be a nice picture. If you have any other questions about the patch that you can't seem to get from their Twitter or their website or their Steam or their Facebook, because they're actually doing a lot with their Facebook right now, let me know. I'm going to, as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to go back and see if the other thing they promised, which was a video for the Fire Academy, is going to be released today and I just missed it, or if it's probably going to come tomorrow or later in the week. And remember, it's just a video. You don't get to play anything. Those of you out there that think that when you download, you get to open the doors and you're going to pull hose, and we're not there yet. If you're looking for a game that's going to train you how to be a firefighter so you can go fill out an application and go get a job, this isn't it. You need to actually go, it's college level, unless you're a fire explorer, then you can be in junior high school or high school based on your age level. There are certain things that we can't do in a game because the computers simply aren't capable of doing that. You'll see it when you start dragging hose. Go look at emergency call 112 and see how the hoses react and all that stuff. Be patient. Be hopeful and support their efforts. They're working really hard on your behalf, whether you believe it or not. And I still believe, like many people do on Steam, that we're going to have us a kick butt game at the end of the day. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this hammered into a video. I hope you're having a good day or a good evening wherever you are on the planet. Hope you had a great holiday if that's what you celebrate it, or you had a really nice 2 or 3 day weekend depending on where you live. I'm working hard. I'm really hopeful for this game. Keep your fingers crossed, and you never know, something may pop up here that I'll have to create another video for. That being said, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.